Russell Rhoads, an instructor at the Chicago Board Options Exchange, is joining us now for the final trade of the day, and we should say final trades of the day. Happy to have you here, Russell.
Thrilled to be here as always.
We are under a new administration, and the market has been getting hit by tweets. Now, for some people, this is a money-making opportunity. How do you view this?
Well, there are a couple of ways to view this. For the high-tech guys that have their finger on the button all the time, there are different social market or social media analytics companies that will pick up on positive or negative tweets. And SMA is a firm that we work pretty closely with who will pick up on these things very quickly. Now, for the rest of us, one of the early lessons that I learned in my career was when a stock moves irrationally, it can often be a buying opportunity.
That's the time to buy. Now let's give some examples of stocks that have moved.
Sure.
Apple, of course, the president-elect at the time was talking about China and American jobs, and Apple really was hit very hard on this, but it's since bounced back.
Right, and if you think about it, I mean, President Trump, tweeting about a company and their business practices, but not really saying anything concrete that's going to change the fundamentals around the company. If that hits the stock price short term and you like Apple for the long term, it's really giving you a buying opportunity.
So when people are looking through these analytics, and of course you could follow along on Twitter and see what's trending, how do you trade that?
How do you trade? Well, there are different ways to gauge the sentiment that comes in, and there's several firms that are trying to capture this data. Again, SMA is one of the better firms because they concentrate on about 3,000 individuals that they consider market influencers. So somebody can't just show up and open up a Twitter account and start putting negative information out about Apple. That won't show up in their analytics. So the professional traders are finding a way to filter out all the noise, and goodness knows there's a lot of noise on Twitter, and maybe try to get ahead of fundamentals or potential stock moving news for short-term trades.
Could you get hurt in a Twitter type trade?
You could get hurt in any type trade. How's that for a good hedge clause there?
Answer.
But with respect to a Twitter type trade, you know, there are lots of people that maybe owned one of the stocks that President, or one of the stocks in one of the companies that President Trump had tweeted about. And if you heard something negative about Boeing, for instance, which I think was one of those companies, if you panicked and sold it as the stock was getting hit, instead of having a cooler head prevail, you could get hurt on a trade like that for sure.
So it sounds like just hold on, things might bounce back.
Exactly. Again, early lesson that I learned in this business that has served me well was when you have an irrational move in a stock based on a potential regulation or something that the government says, it's often a good buying opportunity.
We call it a knee-jerk reaction in the market, as traders say.
Exactly.
Thank you for all your thoughts today and your insights.
Bet. Thanks for having me.